Good morning. Denise Dryden here. Today I'm out in Port Hadlock, and I'm on this beautiful property that belongs to the Alcohol Plant Hotel, which is an old plant that they revised into a hotel, and it's fabulous. So this is the port behind me, sort of at the tip of the Olympic Peninsula, and I've been outside of Port Townsend camping and going to wine music venues and having a pretty good time, as you can see from this face. And I wanted to talk to you today about the different ways of tempering. Tempering. Think about that word tempering. So we just completed a time where Leo was in the zodiac, and Leo's fire, and it's hot, and it's tempers, and it's like force to be reckoned with, right? Like, I need this, and I'm going to go for it. And that makes sense. And anytime we have a lot of fire that comes in, like coming in, there's some times when we are blocked, and we have this pressure. We feel these things coming towards us, and we have these experiences or reactions to that fire, right? And so when we have some triggers going on, that fire can be kind of intense. So today I thought I'd talk about things like what happens when we're tired, or we're exhausted, or many of us haven't been sleeping for the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of energy going on. When we're frustrated or impatient, when there's anger or fear, when there's overwhelm, too much stress, too many things going on in the schedule, too much going on, too much stuff to get ready for. When we have unmet expectations, totally unmet expectations. When there's chronic pain, we're worrying about health for ourselves or someone else, or when there's financial stress. And I'm also going to add when there's a lot of political and governmental issues going on out there that sort of keep agitating us, right? So we can hold on to these, one of these or all of these, or, they just keep piling on, right? So this is life. This is who we are. This is what happens. And we can pop around from one to the other and sort of go, I thought I had a handle on this. I thought I had a handle on that. And then all of a sudden I didn't. So when we have triggers, our outside triggers, they can start from external events and situations. Something's going on out there, and it just makes all this stuff that I'm trying to figure out how to manage harder. There's internal dialogues and assumptions, like these are the stories I tell myself, and these are the ways that I react and take things personally. Third, take things personally, like everything that's happening is about me, and it's making this bubble that I'm holding on to really tight, this overwhelm, this frustration, this anger, even harder to hold on to. I get this, right? And we also have this built-up stimulus, which is, that whether it's a young child or a teenager or a relationship that's off kilter, and it's push. And we know that this makes it harder. So when we're triggered, we have these little mini tantrums, or sometimes we have huge tantrums. I ran across this meme on Facebook earlier this week, and it's from the Mama Village for Children, Our Mama Village, and it's about children. And I thought, well, yeah, this is kind of cool. We're talking about temper tantrums with children and babies, and what happens when we're not paying attention to them. And then, what happens when there's these freakouts and the child has this temper tantrum. And so the list went on, like, this is what it doesn't mean. And it went through, this is what it does mean. And like children, who are our wonderful teachers, they can teach us about cause and effect. They can teach us when things are happening. They can teach us when we're being poked. They can teach us when there's a ripple. We can watch it in young children. So when they get agitated, they cry, they wail, they scream, they explode, and they keep it up, and they keep it up, and they keep it up. And we're like, what is going on? Why are you doing this? And, like, what happens to me as the adult when I'm watching a family having a child with a temper tantrum, or when I'm a parent, when my children were younger, watching this behavior and thinking, I don't know what to do. This tantrum is getting bigger. Okay, so what could this mean when a tantrum is happening, especially in a child, right? I'm overstimulated. I'm overwhelmed. There's too much going on. I can't deal with this. I have a need, and I don't know how to tell you. something's going on. And think about tiny infants or toddlers. Something's going on. It could be a dirty diaper. It could be overheated. It could be too much noise. And I don't know how to tell you what's going on. And you and I don't have that language. I'm triggered. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I'm angry. And I don't know how to handle it right now. Another one. I need to learn new ways to let you know. I need to learn new ways to let you know, and I need to know how to get to calm. I don't know how to get to calm. I have feelings. I have really big feelings, and I don't know what to do with them. I need those around me to be calm, because when they're agitated, I feel agitated. And I don't want to act this way. I'm watching how others respond to my behaviors, so I know what to do next time. It's like cause and effect. You're training me what to do and what not to do. And I only really do this with you because I feel safe. I feel so safe that I could just become the ugliest, most horrific human being you've ever seen, and you'll still love me. You won't leave me. So, this is a list of what children do when they're feeling overwhelmed and they have tantrums. So as an adult, I think the list is exactly the same, right? We get overwhelmed and we get out of balance. We lose our ability to self-manage. We raise our voice, we yell, we even scream at one another, and we yell obscenities, and we stamp our feet, and we power up, and we get big and bold, and that's kind of interesting to watch. We throw anger and hurt around. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. Or we bury it deep, and then we simmer, and we have this tension in our body. Ooh, you've made me angry, and I'm going to give you the silent treatment, or I'm going to let you know just how this feels. And we have things that build up, and they come out in surprising ways. We have unmet needs, unmet expectations. We have rigid belief systems. We have an abundance of fear in our body, and we have pressures of time and money, and we might even have stress in our relationship. So as an adult, this is not dissimilar from what we see in small children when they have temper tantrums. We just think that we're doing it much better and that we're an adult and we don't do that. But these behaviors show up at any rate. So we feel judged and overexposed and ashamed when we have a yelling attack. And we can blame the others. If you wouldn't do that, then I wouldn't. These are behaviors I see in adults all the time. This is not a child-related issue. This is a human being-related issue. Okay? So sometimes it's easier to look at the little ones and observe, oh, they're just out of balance. And you can watch the parents and you can have judgment or anger, like, I would do that differently. But the bottom line is we wouldn't. So I've learned to sort of watch the family system and go, like, who's the agitator? Who's the exploder? Who's the calm one? Who's the one who's sort of leading it? And I'm not just surprised to see that these are all interconnected, like a spider web of relationship. That someone's an agitator and someone's the calmer, and they kind of keep it all going. And when our tempers rise and fall, and there's outer stimuli, then everybody goes into their traditional roles, right? And it could be whether you're in a relationship, you're in a family, you're in a work group, you're a leader, you're an owner, you're a manager, but you've got this outer stimuli that you're managing. So how do we find balance? And how do we understand when something's pushing our pressures? So the tools. There's always tools in this video. So the tools are, number one, have compassion and care. Self-compassion, self-care. I can feel the pressure rising. I need to go do something. And I need to do something right now. Number two, apologize. I just realized that I raised my voice, or I postured, or I got real serious with my eyes, and I didn't mean to do that. And model. I'm going to catch myself, go take a walk. I'm going to make some really funny noises. I'm going to blow some steam out, and I'm going to do something because I understand that my anger, that I'm triggered, that I'm overwhelmed, that something's happening. So you stabilize, you own it, and you know that you're being observed because you're the guide. Because each of us is doing our own part to stabilize and change the way the world reacts to one another. So this is what we do. We stabilize. We stabilize, and we know that we're being observed, and we model. So these are the kind of things I do. You can get a hold of me at Denise Dryden Coaching if you'd like some more tools and want to practice these and deepen your self-management. Have a great Sunday, and I'm going to get back out and go play in Port Townsend today. Have fun. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.